Good morning. I'm Monta Ponsetto. I'm the Executive Director of the Rock Island-Milan Education Foundation, and we are here this morning to celebrate our Prime Grant Awards and all the wonderful teachers, classes, and schools we have in the Rock Island-Milan School District. So every year we are tremendously happy and excited to give out these awards to our teachers. But we're even more excited to see what happens in the classroom, to see what the students feel about these projects and programs and materials that are new and fresh, and the wonderful ideas that these teachers have come up with to benefit all of their classes. So please enjoy this little video. It'll explain a lot more about the Prime Grants.
So this year, our program was all about bringing realia into the classroom, which is basically like real-world objects and materials for students to use. The goal of the program was to get students talking about and using their language to talk about these real objects and real things.
I enjoyed the most about doing the molding. We used a little bit of those little things to go around and collect mold, so we can see how mold grows from things. I feel like I was a scientist because I never felt that way before in my whole life. I was doing things that I never did and things that scientists did before. The most I enjoy about being a part of here is that we have fun and we do a lot of stuff that we haven't done before. We made some stuff that we did for light bulbs and used materials to do it, and when we made a mistake, we had to restart to try to figure out what to do.
So obviously when we're getting materials ready for our next school year, we're planning ahead and seeing, okay, kind of making a plan of these are the things we want to do. And when I was thinking about this year in particular, there were some changes that I wanted to make with what I was teaching my students, and just some additional materials that I thought I would need, extras for the graffiti fence, just some supplies to help make their tic-tac-toe boards a little bit easier to put together, and then ended up having a bonus with a project that I was able to partner with the librarian in.
It meant a lot to me. This was like a really fun experience and project, and I feel like it was really gave me opportunities. It helped me express myself creatively by giving me more options. Like, I wasn't stuck to just using the materials given to me. I could actually go out and buy the materials and come back and do it with my own creativity.
So the project that I particularly enjoyed the most was the clay project. We got to do whatever we wanted with it. Some people made bowls, cups. I made a cup. It was like a cup with a hole on the top so you can drink out of it and still take it to go. So that was like my inspiration. The most enjoyable part was knowing that I could just do these little things that would just make the difference, that I didn't have to ask for or just that came to mind. What I learned about art is that although you want to do your own thing, you still have to stick to some things that are rules, or else it won't work out.
It meant a lot just because it was something different. It was the first project where we actually kind of built something instead of drawing, and it felt good to be able to make it fit your personality. And everyone is able to take inspiration from their own sources, so that was really cool.
This is a watershed project, and so I got this idea from a field trip that we took last year. My kids went and we met Living Lands and Waters, Mike Coyne-Logan, and he showed us around a forested area, and then we learned about native plants, and then the last thing we did was a watershed activity. And the kids loved the watershed activity. They were getting engaged, they're all participating in it, they're laughing and they're having fun. So I said, hey, I need this in my classroom.
So with the model, I feel like we're more hands-on, which is kind of how I like to learn. I feel like a lot of people like to learn that way too, because you can actually see what's happening. You can point to where this is all coming from, and you can also just get a more scaled view.
During our pollution unit, we did a lab where we were chosen to be different organisms. And so the organisms lower on the food chain, They got to like, we had papers laid out on the lab tables, and we got to like eat things. And so like as we eat, some of the pieces we ate were plastic. So we just saw how plastic like bioaccumulates throughout each like tier in the food cycle.
Having this model is kind of like shown a little more of like how that impacts, like if you like fertilize your lawn with or spray pesticides, that runoff is going to go straight down the Mississippi and possibly influence how it's down the river. And it's just like the model helped you realize that a little more. Mm-hmm. As like a student, you can definitely volunteer. There's a lot of opportunities around the river. Like when we went down to the barge, they have like an Adopt a Mile next to the river program where you can like clean up and help restore the environment.
Manage your water resources. So like don't like leave the sink running, don't waste water basically.
March Book Madness is a reading initiative that is actually worldwide, and different schools get to sign up to do it, and you just get to put your votes in for a worldwide voting system to decide what is the best winner. We read 16 books, 2 at a time against each other, and our students get to vote on what book they want to move on to the next round. So Mrs. Blackwood's class keeps their bracket, Mrs. Hanson's class keeps theirs, and then we combined our bracket together for a whole first grade bracket as well that we keep in the hall so any student can see it.
To me, the March Book Madness is a amazing thing where books, different types of books come together to make one whole thing. We get to vote on it and everything. It's just, I really like it.
We vote and we have to close our eyes when we do it, so we don't cheat, and so it's fair to other people's.
The books, they're just really good, and I haven't seen any of them before, so I like to read new books.
My favorite book was Lily's Dream. Something I learned from Lily's Dream is to never give up and try my best.
Also, don't give up for a dog wants a strawberry.
I learned that even if you start out not very good at something, you can still get better at it. I would recommend every one of them. They all are really good and cool.
Yes, I'd recommend almost all of them because they're all just really good and I like all of them.
So Fine Arts Day, this was our second Fine Arts Day, and all funded from the Rock Island-Milan Education Foundation. And I'm so thankful for the foundation. The whole point of Fine Arts Day was so that students would be immersed in making some form of art. And then Ballet Quad Cities, we partnered with them on this grant LEAP. It's called Leadership, Expression, Action, and Participation. And the Ballet Quad Cities came up with this program, and the whole point is to follow them from 4th grade to 5th grade, and then finally in 6th grade.
What I learned was that a lot of the times you're gonna have to work really, really hard to achieve what you really, really want. So that when I was doing that, I learned that ballet, it takes a lot of skill and effort to do.
Like, it helps us when we're dancing to build confidence that we could do it in front of people.
Yeah, you can do like the completely same dance move, but do different expressions, and that would be completely different. What I learned was, well, like different combinations, and like you can like create anything.
For TJ Fine Arts Day, we had Chicago Dance Crash come and teach us some dance moves and also do a dance battle. And we had, I think it was Figgy Art come and teach us some art that kind of like corresponded with the dance.
The little kids did Hip Hop Lollipop with Miss Gardner. My favorite part was the dancing.
My favorite part was probably the dance battle at the end because you got to see everybody's like artistic abilities and dance abilities come out.
We want to thank each and every one of our teachers who utilized our Prime Grant program for the benefit of their students. And we want to be sure to thank all of our generous donors who make these Prime Grants possible. Thank you.